All right, Shalom. All
Shalom.
right, we want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai, Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash.
Kakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we want to give peace and salutation to the elect, the house of David, as well as the rest of the 1/3, men, women, and children whom the Lord will have mercy on. And that's the remnant, okay? And when you read in the scriptures, there's a remnant prophesied to be delivered out of the coming hell. Okay, the fire that's coming to the earth. The fire that's coming to the earth and the fire that the Bible talks about, all right, is going to be fire on the earth as pursuant to 2 Peter, all right, the 3rd chapter. I said the earth, it said the elements shall melt, and it said the earth and the works therein shall be burned up. So the fire that's coming to the earth is a fire that's going to pretty much burn Babylon the Great. It's going to be Armageddon war, the fire from the nuclear missiles, the fire from the chariots. All right, and ultimately wickedness, all right, will be put down, man. And that's what the world we're looking for. Okay, and this is the ultimate investment, man. I'm sitting here with the brother Sha'ar. All right, just rolling in the spirit. These shows, I do them. They all over the place, but hey, it's all through the Holy Spirit, man. So we were breaking bread, and we were talking about, how, some people invest, houses, some people invest in cars, some people invest in stones, some people invest in, businesses, but we invested, all right, in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, and when this investment hits, man, it's going down.
That's right.
It's going down, man. All right, we invest our time. We make our bodies a living sacrifice. We put ourselves second. We take the low. We turn the other cheek. All right, and ultimately, we're waiting on the kingdom of heaven to be set up, man. All right, so we're going to start off in Matthew and read what Yahweh Shai said to his disciples, his followers, man. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then Peter said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
Right, we have forsaken all and followed thee, man. And ultimately, when you wake up to the truth, that's what you do. Basically, through faith, like Abraham. When the Lord gave him his instruction, Abraham moved with haste and faith, and that's what we've done. Life, we gave up death.
Right.
All right, this truth has taught us pretty much be, upstanding citizens of the universe, basically, man.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
And which religion never gave us. So when we heard these words, we pretty much dropped everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
And that's ultimately the investment we're making. It's like we're putting all of our chips on the kingdom of heaven, man.
Khan, if I may, there's an example thinking of when after Yahushua was baptized. Later on, you read it in Matthew and it's in the Gospel of Luke and Mark.
Right.
When you read it, it goes into when Yahushua had called Peter, Andrew, and then James and John.
Right.
And they was in the process of their profession.
Right.
Because they were fishermen.
Right.
And when he met up with them, and literally he said, when he spoke to the sons of thunder, he said, James and John. And then they looked at him, and then they dropped everything and started following him. They didn't ask him questions. They didn't say, I got to go back to this, that, and the third. They literally dropped everything because they knew right off the muscle through the spirit that was a Mashiach.
Right.
Then they want them and follow them within the ministry.
Right.
And we look at that spiritually, like as the elders going into from what we're doing. Whatever our line of work is. Now, of course, we understand that we got jobs. We ain't going to just quit our jobs and preach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But look at it spiritually when it comes to the affairs of this world. And things that you were tied to that weren't going to pretty much benefit you in the spirit.
Right.
We dropped those things through the spirit to obtain more of a glorious spiritual, I should say, more of a glorious spiritual reward.
Right.
We have the kingdom of heaven.
We have no continuing city here. There's no victory here.
That's right.
In any little victory you do get, you're still in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Any little win you get. I mean, the Lord throws us blessings. Don't get me wrong. But we're still in this decrepit bodies, man.
Right.
And even Solomon, he said, look, pretty much, he said I had swimming pools, I had singers, I had choirs. But ultimately, he knew that it really was all vanity because it's not the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so we can't be attached to this world, man. And it'd be easier for us in this times not to be attached to this world. I mean, it's going to be very vital for us to be disassociated with this world as much as possible. Okay, in the times that's coming, man. because these things are going to be tested, man, and taken from us. It's all temporal. You got something?
Just a quick one.
Go ahead.
John 6:63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profits nothing. The words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. And that's a scripture that we always use going into the Holy Spirit. But the reason why I brought that out, because Yahweh literally said the flesh profits nothing.
Nothing.
You know, so yeah, you can have certain things that are down here. And of course, if it's within, I'm gonna word it like this. You can do certain things that are down here, and if it's not steering you away from the truth, and it's of course lawful, do it. But we have a bigger understanding that it's not going to profit our flesh at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, even the scriptures talk about working out.
Right.
Working out, exercise profiteth little.
Right.
So there's certain things that you do over here, but the bigger picture is following Yahweh. And if it's a point where it's something that you're doing that might not be unlawful, but it's not expedient to the times that we're in, you gotta drop it, man.
Right. You gotta balance. You gotta add balance, man.
That's right.
Not all good. There's things that we can do that are lawful, that you can, that are not unlawful, that you can say, well, I'm not going off.
Yeah.
But it may not be conducive to the spirit.
That's right.
Let's go back to that and where you still got some more?
Matthew 20,
okay, Matthew 19.
This is Matthew 19, starting at verse 27 again. It says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all to follow thee. What shall we have thereof?
Man, that and Jake that run from this truth, the obedience they have to come under, and the sacrifice that they have to make with their life, they be like, nah, man. So yeah, you do ask, and we're doing this openly through faith, but we want that reward too.
That's right.
So they're asking a question. Go ahead.
Verse 28. And Yahweh answered unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, which the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Right, in the regeneration, man. So does that mean Peter, John, Andrew, all of them, they're like 2,000 something years old? No, the regeneration, that's the same thing as reincarnation, man.
That's right.
Gene, back in your gene pool, back in you as an Israelite. Regeneration, reincarnation. Carnation is flesh.
Right.
You're back in the flesh again, in a new body, just as Job will be. All right, and all of the righteous men of the Lord, man. You gonna say something?
No, it's cool.
Yep.
I keep reading if you want.
Go ahead.
Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, you're gonna be at the forefront of the judgment of the house of Israel, man. All right, and what's gonna happen is we're gonna purge the rebels out, man.
That's right.
The elect, all right, under Yahweh, the house of David, all right, we're going to be given direct dominion under Yahweh, man. Okay, so we're gonna have the process. Basically, the keys go through David, right? And that door is shut by Yahweh and opened by Yahweh, but ultimately that judgment was given unto that house, man.
That's right.
So we're gonna judge when it talks about the rebels being purged, brothers. We are gonna be at the forefront of getting wickedness, because everybody ain't gonna be beamed up. Not every Israelite's gonna be beamed up. There's still gonna be Israelites on the earth when the elect are beamed up into them. And when we come back down, not only are we gonna enslave the heathen, but we're gonna purge the rebels, man. So
foxes got holes, but I got nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yahweh was the key example of giving up everything for the business of his father, man.
Right. He invested it. It was an investment.
That's right. He made that investment. And we have to give that same due diligence that our Lord and Savior gave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, even Peter spoke of giving all diligence to making your calling and election sure. And when you go into that word diligence, I did a lesson on it about a year ago, but it pretty much means going into promoting a business very heavily.
Right.
All right. And for example, if you start a business in this world, there are things that you have to cut off in order to keep your eyes focused for your business to flourish and grow.
Right.
If you watch TV too much, you might have to cut it off. Certain things you do that are down here, you might have to cut it off, so that'll give you more time to cater toward the business that you're trying to build. Well, brothers, we got to look at that spiritually, the same thing, man. Things that might be heavy to us in our minds, that our flesh might be attached to. And if it's unprofitable to the business of our Father, we understand that we got to cut it off, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, the scriptures even talk about being maimed. It's better to go into the kingdom of heaven maimed than one member of ours getting us into that fire, man.
Right.
And that one member of ours could be certain things that you weren't willing to let go or cut off, man.
Right.
Whether it be your woman, whether it be TV, whether it be your
fried
chicken, business, chicken, whatever. That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, if something to the point where it's literally altering your spiritual connection with the Lord, that has to be.
Hey, man. Well, and that's a personal testimony. I said chicken because that's when I eat like that. The meat of this world, it's good as hell, but it weighs my spirit down. I feel different. My thoughts are not clear. So there's particular weeks I have to fast from meat, you know, for the benefit, you know, of not only myself, but for the body. So there's particular things you have to look at your life, man, and prove what is good for it, man. And we didn't get this wisdom to just go in a plain way, man. Okay, we're supposed to move with season, but let's get Luke. You got something?
I can get what you want.
Luke 22 and 29, I believe a brother posted.
Okay.
You know?
Shalom to the brothers on the comment board.
Shalom to the brothers on the comment board, man.
You said 22,
and for
29?
the few sisters who may be watching, you know, with them raggedy ass scarves on, man. I was just playing, man. Go ahead.
22, 29, right?
Yeah.
Luke 22 and 29. And I may appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father had appointed unto me.
Right. Woo! Joint heirs. Mm-hmm. The elect are going to be joint heirs, man.
That's right.
So go ahead.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom.
Right.
And sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's not every Israelite. He's talking to his direct follower. That's the house of David. The 144,000 are going to be the governing body under Yahushua, all right, in charge of setting up righteousness on the planet Earth, brothers. So this is what we're fighting for, man. We're not fighting, all right, for a damn black power movement, all right, or to have a bank, or to have our own community, all right, in the midst of hell, man, to where you can come get some Israelite candy. Shit, we got Israelite. Why you buying that white man candy? No, man. We want the whole world, man, and the resources of the world in the right hands, man. Because if these things are the right hands of the right people, this earth can flourish in righteousness, man. Creation is being used in a way that is destructive, man. Go ahead, brother.
Con. Matter of fact, I got this in Galatians. Philippians.
And then we're going to go back to that Matthew.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. It says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency and knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord.
Right. We count it loss, man. We endure all things for the elect's sake, man.
That's right.
You can't have an individualistic mind frame when dealing in its truth. Your moves and your vibration needs to be centered around Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, and the brotherhood. And 144 right there. That car up there.
Oh, that's the spirit.
Yeah.
Hey, call on Yahweh, Bahashem,
Yahushua. That happened yesterday too.
Right. Ooh.
Bam! Right
144.
there. 144.
Is it recorded?
Yeah, it's recorded. If it wasn't recorded, we'd be through the screen.
No,
you know the video you do sometimes and then it wasn't never recorded. You like, what the fuck? No, I don't know how to do it, Brian.
God. Hey, Lord willing, brothers see it, but you know.
144, brothers. All in your 144, all in your dough. Go ahead, brother.
God. This is Philippians 3 and 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua, my Lord.
That's right.
For whom I have suffered the loss of all things.
Right.
And do count them but dung. Right. That I may win in the Mashiach.
Woo!
You know, he said count all things as dung, man. So all things is all things, and that's all things pertaining to this world.
Right.
Pertaining to this side, man. Right. Whether it be your business, whether it be your money, whether it be a game system or chicken, whatever the case is, it's all dung when it comes to the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
You know, the kingdom of heaven is a city that's filled with all good things.
Man.
You know, so why would you want to, and if we understand, hey, sometimes Satan will try to attack your flesh and have you sitting there, you might eat chicken or you might be on the game or whatever the case is.
And you may do it too much and you know you need to stop.
Right.
But the shit's so good or you so indulged in your flesh, which that's the spirit and the flesh are contrary to one another, man.
That's right.
So that's where the war comes in your members, man. But you can't always take the easy way out. The easy way out, all right, is basically giving in to just the flesh and carnality, man.
That's right.
We have to practice being in the spirit more than ever now because we're about to be tempted. What's the exit?
Oh, the exit?
It's I know it's right here. I know it's like 3 or 4.
If I see it, I'll know.
Oh hell no, man.
We ain't past it yet.
Nah,
it's not continental. It's
nah, I know it ain't continental. It's up here. We good. Go ahead.
Con. But yeah, hey, a brother, I think it was a brother Michael Hollow in the chat. I think it was him that made this. He made this mention pretty much going into how the Lord is literally keeping us humble, man. When I say keeping us humble, like let's say for example, we're talking about things that might be appeasing to the flesh, that might not be unlawful,
right?
But it's not expedient,
right? The
brother posted something and it was beautiful. It was dope because the Lord is going to literally put you through certain things, man.
Right.
He gave Satan that green light to attack us in certain ways, so we will be able to continue to meditate on His word and call on Him, man.
Right.
That time that you might be chilling, thinking about something that's not really, what's the word I'm looking for? Beneficial to the spirit.
Right.
He'll send something right there to shake your ass up, and realize like, oh snap, you know what?
Yeah.
I think it's
no.
Oh hell. But anyway.
But let's get the scripture.
Okay.
Let's get the scripture.
Con.
Go to Matthew. Let's go back to Matthew.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 19. Yeah. I'll read verse 29.
Yeah.
And everyone that had forsaken.
Oak Lawn. Is it Oak Lawn?
I think it is.
Yep. Go ahead.
And everyone that had forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life.
Right. You're gonna read that again, brother.
Con. And everyone that had forsaken houses, or brethren,
listen to what the Yahweh Shah is telling his men. Everyone that has forsaken houses, go ahead.
Houses or brethren.
You may have a friend in the world that you pretty much, y'all, after you got into the truth, y'all ain't close like that no more. You know, or your family, whatever. Go ahead.
Con. It says, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands.
Or land, or wives, or children, or lands, things that you've forsaken, that you may have lost for the gain of the kingdom of heaven. What is Yahweh Shai going to do? And he said women. So what is Yahweh Shai going to do? Go ahead.
Con. It says, and shall inherit everlasting life. Many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Now read that part about hundredfold again.
Okay. Con. It says, hold on. Okay. It says, and shall receive an hundredfold.
And shall receive these things a hundredfold, man. What are you going to receive a hundredfold? Those wives, those houses, all of your family members. This is why I did it like your mother, all of these people, you're going to receive them back in some shape, form, or fashion in the kingdom of heaven, man. All of these people you've, had encounters with, within this activity, people you may have been close with, women you may have been with. He was like, man, I miss that mother, I love, the Lord is going to give you all of that stuff back in the kingdom of heaven, man, because every situation you encounter, every person you meet is all ordained through the Spirit. And we know that which is then is now. So a lot of the same people that you're meeting and coming in contact with, you've been in contact with these people in a whole nother life, man.
That's right. The brother Bon Sapot made a good statement earlier on Sunday when we spoke.
Right.
And he pretty much made the statement pretty much saying your parents and brothers and sisters aren't really your parents and brothers and sisters.
Right.
Not through the flesh. Right. They are.
Right.
But when it comes to the spirit, you know what I'm saying? We're older than all of them, man.
Right.
We're really their parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't really harp on serving them too much. Now we understand, the scriptures talk about to honor thy mother and thy father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we have to put this ministry first, man.
Right.
And understand, that's why Yahweh Shai said pretty much, if you choose any of these things over me, I deny you in the presence of my Father.
Right.
And that's loosely paraphrasing.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we do all the things that we can through the Spirit to stay closely locked in with the Lord, man.
Right.
Like literally have our eyes single. Everything has to be cut off, and we have to, walk with wisdom, of course. Right. You know what I'm saying? But literally, man, we have to have our mind focused on the kingdom, man.
Right.
And it says, and what? Keep your eyes on the kingdom, and everything else shall follow.
Everything will follow. Read that again, brother.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to it.
Oh, did you have something else?
I can read this and I go to my.
No, get what you got.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 56, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It said, hold on one sec. No, that's 58. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 56. Let's see here. You know what? No, I was at 46. Roman numerals. Salakia, Isaiah 56. And I'm going to just go to verse 4. It says, for thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and it's the reason why I'm going to this, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant, because he was talking about forsaking certain things. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted a woman being one of them. Now, I'm not saying that you need to completely just give up women. You know what I'm saying? But when you cut off certain things and literally indulge in it less, your eyes will be more focused. And he's using the example of the eunuch right here.
Right.
Because a eunuch, it doesn't only necessarily mean somebody that's castrated. A lot of people think that. But when you go into a eunuch, that literally means somebody who's in complete servitude under the king and will literally lock on to what the king has to say if it involves cutting the whole world off around him, man. That's what a eunuch is. And even Daniel and those other men that it got caught on when you read in Daniel the first chapter,
right.
when it went into those eunuchs it talked about.
Spiritual, basically we're spiritual
that's
eunuchs.
Right. That's
we're
right.
Spiritual eunuchs.
That's right. So a spiritual eunuch is going to do the best he can to the best of his ability to stay focused on the task that's at hand.
Right.
And that's what a eunuch does, man.
Right.
And that's why they use that example of one that's castrated, because they have nothing to worry about through the flesh, literally.
Right. What you gonna do?
Yeah, you're going to serve to the best of your ability.
Ain't nothing to do but serve.
Exactly.
You know?
Con.
You know?
What it says, even unto them will I give in mine house and within mine walls a place and a name better than the sons and the daughters. I will give them to an everlasting name that shall not be cut off.
Right, an everlasting name. So we're the rulership of the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna be good. Where are you going to?
That Matthew, you want to go back to Matthew?
Get that the house of David shall be as God's.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
Zechariah chapter
Zechariah.
8. Oops.
Is it Zechariah? Yeah, the house of David shall be as God's. Yeah, man, because we coming into something beautiful, brothers. All right, rulership, man. Rulership. And see, everybody associates women with rulership. No. Yeah, of course, women, they're a natural part of what a king is going to have. All right? A lot of brothers put too much emphasis on that, man. You know, it is going to be beautiful to have our women back, you know, in their rightful order, man. The order that was given to Eve, you know, as a heritage, but she ruined it. You know, but it's going to be an honor having our women back in their rightful positions and rightful order within the whole grand scheme of things. But ultimately, control and rulership of the earth, man. You know, control of the vibration of the music, control over the water quality, control over, you know, the atmosphere, you know, control over putting and implementing righteousness on the planet earth, man. And people don't associate that with the kingdom of heaven or with rulership. They don't think about stuff like that, man. But we're literally, brothers, are going to be at the forefront of what's right,
That's right.
under Yahushua, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
He's going to defend us, brothers. And you best believe he's going to defend us, because look where we are, man. We're behind enemy's lines. You know, this man could do any and everything he wants to do with us, man. The fact that we've been out on the highways and the byways this long shows you that there's a higher power working with us, man. You know? Because Esau could easily shut this whole program down. But the Spirit, the Lord got the Spirit, you know, out there so we can be out there. Go ahead.
Con. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
He that is feeble. So the most feeble, because you're going to have lesser and greater in the kingdom of heaven amongst Israel, but all Israel will be perfect. All Israel will have the law, statutes, and commandments written in them. No Israelite will ever sin again, but there's going to be rank and order in the kingdom of heaven, man. But the least of our people, you know, because even Yahushua said you should be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
So that's proof right there. But even the least of our people, you know, are going to be as David, man. They're going to be on point, beloved of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, but go ahead.
Con. And the house of David shall be as, it says the Elohim. It
Woo!
says God there, but we understand it's Elohim.
Right. Read it all again.
Con. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Right.
And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
Mm-hmm.
And the house of David shall be as the Elohim.
The house of David shall be as the Elohim. Keep going.
As the angel of the Lord before them.
As the angel of the Lord, which is Yahushua, before them.
That's right. Yep. Capital A.
You know, as the angel of the Lord before them, man.
Damn. That's
Yahushua and his holy host of men.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
The house of David shall be as the Elohim.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
The house of David. Now all Israel gonna be on point. You know, and hey, if I have to come back, you know, through the loins of one of the righteous, that's the Lord's will. But to be a part of that first dominion, man, to be a part of that governing body, You know, that's what you should, that should, man, that should bring you humility, man.
That's right.
We're actually considered for this position, man.
That's right. That's right.
Because what were the Elohim doing from the beginning? Creating in whatever the Lord wanted, manifesting the planet Earth. They were at the forefront of manifesting it under Yahushua.
That's right.
So get that in Revelation 20. He saw the souls of those who were cut off. Okay.
Let's see here.
Like Revelation 20 and like 4.
Let's see.
And I saw the souls of them.
Yeah, yep.
Yep, go ahead.
This is Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
Right. And I saw the thrones and judgment. And what is Daniel 7 says, all right, the thrones were cast down. Go ahead.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
Right, the souls of them. And that's the elect.
Right.
The 144,000. They have the message that's going to get us to the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Gone. And for the word of Yahushua, and the word of God, I'm sorry.
Right, go ahead.
And which had not worshipped the beast, nor his image, nor had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands.
Right.
And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
They lived and reigned with Hamashiach for 1,000 years. Now, we understand that in the creation process, it took 7 days.
That's right.
All right. Now, the earth has already been created. All right, but the earth needs to be renewed. The earth needs to be refreshed, man. And the Lord ain't going to snap his finger and everything is perfect. We'll be perfect. We'll be good. He said he got stuff promised for us we can't even think of. So we going to be good, but we have to clean up the planet Earth.
That's right.
So when it says they reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years, that government body, those who have the testimony, the men of the Lord, who have been on the planet Earth, coming down, doing the Lord's will, losing, you know, getting slain, you know, nobody listening to them.
Right.
You know, they're gonna reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years, 1 day. It's gonna take 1 day to get everything back in its proper order.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
And the 144,000 are gonna be at the forefront of ushering that in.
Yep.
This is what we're coming into, brothers. That's the kingdom of heaven. When it talks about the kingdom of heaven a lot, it's talking about the men of the Lord, the governing body under Yahushua.
That's right.
Go say something.
Yeah, just with all these things that the elect Lord will know those men are going to receive, we need to count all these things that we go through on this side that we have on this side lost, man.
Right.
Because we were going into a plethora of beautiful things what's pertaining to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But if we ain't willing to cut the things off that are down here and count things as lost,
right,
and when we go through certain things or catch certain tribulation in hell,
right,
I know I'm talking to myself included as well,
right,
it's like we can't really look hardly on those things because it was already spoken that we were going to have to go through these things.
Right. Your behavior is very important in these times, man. What you show brothers, what you do, you can't let brothers see your emotions all the time. You can't let brothers always see you in an overly emotional state and,
that's right,
oh my God, man, shit, man, I'm fucking tired. You know, you don't want the men under, they're not going to trust you in the time. You know, how could you trust a person like that? You can lose it at any moment. So your behavior at this point has to be keen on order. All right. And on, man, look, man, this is no low level thing we're a part of, man. This is actual life, man. Like literally, man, you have to watch what you say, what you do, even more so in this time, man. If you got to cut things off, cut it off, man. The Yahushua is telling you you're going to receive all of these things back anyway, 100-fold.
That's right.
And that proved there that men of the Lord are going to have, that all of the men are going to have more than one wife, because he said you're going to receive that 100-fold. So right now ain't the time to be going out and just adding all these different women to yourself, man. You know, now we all have our struggle, but that's just something in the spirit I wanted to say, you know, because it's going to be, hey, the Lord is going to take it. Don't try to create Isaiah 14 on your own. The Lord said, man, I'm going to save her. You at the club. I'm going to save this bitch. You know, now the Lord works in mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. A lot of people you encounter, you don't know. You never know. I mean, that would be beautiful to be at the forefront of getting particular women whom the Lord chose to the kingdom. However, the Lord is going to take care of that process. And we're going to know when it's time. Now, in the spirit is already happening. But, hey, Right now, focus on the kingdom of heaven, and those things will be added. You got something?
Yeah, it's real. These two ones that link up real quick.
Right.
This is James chapter 5 verse 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. And that might be tribulation you go through, or things that you know that you might need to cut off.
Right.
You know it might suck, but you like, I gotta endure through it. Ye have heard of the patience of Job.
Right. You heard of the patience of Job, and look what Yahushua went through. He ultimately took the low.
That's right.
And had the spiritual power to blow everything up. Imagine you had spiritual power to ruin people's lives right then and there. Your supervisor kneecap would be fell off, joints fucked up.
You know, the real deal.
You'll make their car stop, in the middle of the road, get hit, pow, you be laughing, But Yahushua didn't do that.
Right. Man.
Because it wasn't his time to rule. This world, this current vibration, this current world is not for him. He said that. He said, now cometh the prince of this world, which have nothing in me. My kingdom is not of this world. Prophecy has to play out. You see? And he was obedient to prophecy. Prophecy did not offend him. And when prophecy starts to offend you and what's happening and what comes, all right, then you lose the battle.
That's right.
That's right. You lose the battle.
It says, ye have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord.
Right.
And the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Tender mercy, man.
Because we don't deserve none of the stuff that's really coming to us.
Oh, no.
The rewards that come with the kingdom of heaven. We don't deserve that stuff, man. We went off, man. But the Lord is putting us through that trial period and having to go through certain things and really get acquainted with cutting things off. So we'll appreciate the betterness that's to come pertaining to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Because again, he used the end of the Lord, and he also used Job as that example. And I have that example of Job pretty much right here in the end of it, because it goes to pretty much the end of Job.
Let's get the end of Job, and we end it off right there. That's perfect, man. It said, you have heard of the patience of Job. Now we're gonna read, like, after Job called all of that hell, we're gonna read his what happened to him, man. And I hope I get one of his daughters.
Man, straight up.
Go ahead. It's gonna prove why I said that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 42, verse 12. So Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job, latter end, more than his beginning. All right. Hey, the scriptures say better is the end of the thing than the beginning of it in Ecclesiastes 7.
Right.
All right. It says, for he had 14,000 sheep.
14,000 sheep.
Woo! And 6,000 camels. And 1,000 yoke of oxen.
Balling.
And 1,000 she-asses.
Bro, imagine us in the kingdom of heaven. This is Job.
It's billions of dollars, bro.
Oh, yeah. And brothers have done a video adding up how much those things are in value in this time. Okay. And how much, Job had. And he was close to being a billionaire. And that was just the start of it. Man. Just imagine as he kept flourishing.
Hey, all that there that's listed is money that make money, man.
Money that make money. There you go. And we're going to get that in the kingdom of heaven, man. We ain't going to have no damn paper money. Israelites didn't coin money until the Babylonian Empire. Money is the earth, man. The things of the earth are money. Substance. The Lord's creation is money. And it belongs to us, baby. Go ahead.
Right. And he shall call the first of, and he had also 7 sons and 3 daughters.
Right. Ooh, 7 sons and 3 daughters.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Right? That's mine.
Oh, my.
And he called the name of the first Jemima. That's Jemima. I'll take her.
Right. Start over, brother.
God. And he called the name of the first Jemima. And the name of the second Keziah. And the name of the third Karen. And that says Hapik. And in all the land where no woman found so fair as the daughters of Job.
Right. It was no women in the earth at that point that was better than Job's daughters. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I want one of them, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. And you could just imagine they had that thick hair, that cocoa, brown skin, man.
Skin smell good.
Smelling good. Humble. Not walking all up on you, looking in your face,
Right, because that has a lot to do with it too, man. They look good, but their mentality, like counted when it came to that, man. Out of all the women,
mentality is
man, that top 3, on top of the looks.
Right, a woman that's in order is a woman is way better than a beautiful woman that's out of order. An ordinary woman, okay, that's loyal and does right by you and in order is better. But see, Jake chases after the whores, man. You know, right. Brothers have had women in their lives that were loyal, you know. But man, we just in hell at the end of the day, man. But Job's daughters are gonna be bad to the bone, man.
Yeah.
But look what he received for his patience, man.
That's right. That's right.
You know, go ahead.
Khan. And in all the land were no woman found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. And after this lived Job 140 years.
140 years.
And saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations.
He saw 4 generations. He got to, and you know, that's life. Being able to see your offspring reproduce itself, that's life. And the offspring of the 144 are gonna be like, all Israel gonna be bad, but you of the house of Sha'ar? Oh my goodness! You know, you of the house of Timothy, you know, when he comes back, you know, or whoever you are in the spirit, if you have one of the 144, your seed line, you're going to be able to see your seed line flourish forever. That's true rulership. Forever, to see your children, your child right now, to see him grow up and become a grown man or a woman given to a righteous man, being a wife, being a mother, like seeing that. Yep. You know, that say that's a chariot. Where?
Hey, it could very well be.
Could have
we in the spirit right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, if a brother seen it, hey, call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Flying roll for real?
Hey man, we in that time. And it just shows you the words that we speaking through the spirit is confirmation at the end of the day, man. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is getting ready to come back soon. It shows us the angels are watching us, listening to us. Right. And hey, the Lord is going to execute at the end of the day, man. Right. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So hey, if a brother saw that, call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might have just meant for y'all brothers to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It said it been hanging around for a minute.
Wow. Hey, call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Rakakwadash, man.
Yeah, Bashem Rakakwadash.
That's heavy, man.
Right.
That's heavy. Hey, the scriptures say the angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him.
Right.
And we're all in the spirit right now doing the work, man. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is getting ready to make his coming back soon, man.
Right.
You know, but we have to endure and remember Job as that example, man.
Right.
And Yahweh Shah most importantly.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That's right. So, hey, with that, man, hopefully y'all are edified. You know, we want to give all praises to Yahweh
Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, and shalom to all of you sincere Akim.
Shalom.
All right, on a comment board. Shalom.
Yep, the X up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to read those comments.